Now, friends, today our study brings us to the 5th Psalm. And in this section, between the first Messianic Psalm, Psalm 2, to the second, Psalm 8, we have these 5 Psalms here that are knit very close together. They actually tell a story. They're first of all a picture of the personal experience of David. And in the second place, they reveal prophetically the picture of the nation Israel in that day of real struggle that is coming, the Great Tribulation period. And it has a very real application for us today, for great principles are involved here, and it has a message for God's people in all ages and in all time. Now, as we come to this 5th Psalm here, I've given it the heading, The Perfect Man in the Midst of Enemies. And this is a psalm written by David, and it has as its inscription to the chief musician upon Nealoth. And the other Psalm 4 we saw last time was Neginoth, and there's a difference in the two. The other had to do with stringed instruments, and this has to do with wind instruments, and it means flutes. I think that's been the general accepted application or instructions. The other one was to be given to the tune or to the accompaniment of these instruments, and now the flutes are uppermost here. David, as you know, was the sweet psalmist in Israel. He set most of these to music. There are others think that a choir also sang this psalm to the accompaniment, of course, upon flutes as the interpretation is given. I think the tone and general character of this psalm very easily perceived. As someone else has put it very nicely, it was Pridham. He said it's a prayer of faith sent up from a heart in which the discernment of God as the shield and rewarder of them that seek Him is found in union with a very deep sense of the prevailing evil and ungodliness which daily present themselves to the contemplation of the faithful. And the vexing of the soul because of the abundance of iniquity is thus a leading feature in its general expression. And here is a very interesting statement that Pridham makes. He says, hence patience is wrought in tribulation, joy abounds in the sure hope of a deliverance, which is deferred only by the counsels of unerring love. And I think that pretty well, friends, sums up this very magnificent psalm. It's been called a mourning psalm. Notice how it begins, and I'll give you a little different translation here. Give ear to my words, O Jehovah. Give heed to my meditation. Listen to the voice of my crying, my King and my God. For to thee do I pray. Jehovah, in the morning shalt thou hear my voice. In the morning will I come before thee and expectantly look up. It's a morning prayer, and that could be here as we had a morning psalm and an evening psalm, a morning psalm in Psalm 3, an evening psalm in Psalm 4. Well, this could be called a morning prayer, that in the morning his voice would be lifted unto God. Now, we see here that in the morning is a mighty good time to lift your heart to God in prayer.